Anthropic just dropped two things, and both happened in last 24 hours. The first one is Opus 4.7, and the other one is Claude Design. Claude Design is just launched today. This changes everything, not only for the developers but also for founders and PMs or anybody who would want to create new designs. I am Anand, and in next few minutes I am going to talk about what's new, what matters, and what you need to do and what you need to act on right now. So here we go. So let's look at Claude Opus 4.7 right now. This is the most generally available model for Claude right now. This is basically an improvement over Opus 4.6, and it reports that this has actually got particular gain in most difficult tasks like software engineering, and we'll see some benchmarks here right away. As you can see, significant improvement in some of the benchmark, especially when it comes to agentic coding. And you can see SWE Bench Pro and Verified, which is something that I've already covered in the last video. There is a notable improvement on that. While you can see some of the benchmark are not that improved, they're just marginally improved. And but overall, there is a good improvement. Like you can see the GPQA Diamond has been improved 3% more as compared to 4.6, which was at 91.3%. And they actually claim a lot of improvement on visual reasoning, and we're going to talk about what visual reasoning improvement that Claude has. Let us look into triple MLU, which is basically just a tad bit improvement. It's not very relevant. And you would remember that project Glasswing and Mythos has also been released. I mean, the news has come out for both of the projects, and Claude Mythos the preview is already released. And there are a lot of things that are happening with Mythos which are very, very interesting, and I'm going to cover a separate content on Mythos once it comes out, or I will see if I can actually put something right away. But you can see in the Mythos preview, this would be a significant jump, even over and above Opus 4.7. Like agentic coding jump would be from 87 to 93% in SWE Verified, and 64% to 77% in SWE Bench Pro. Similarly, if you see agentic terminal coding, which most of the developers are using, you will see a major jump from 69.4 to 82%. So Mythos preview is already giving an indication of a mega model that is going to really disrupt the industry very soon when it comes. And there are a lot of improvement when it comes to cybersecurity, and a whole lot of community that is being talking about Mythos, and there are a lot of upcoming news that you should definitely follow on Mythos. So if you go to the platform API docs for Claude 4.7, you will see the new feature that have already been listed. Like the one feature that they are really talking about is basically high resolution image support. So what is that? Right now, Claude only supported something like a 1568 pixel, which is somewhere around 1.15 MP. Now it has been increased to 3.75 MP, which basically means that your high resolution screenshot, design diagrams, and images, if there is a content and text in that images and they are high resolution, Claude can now read those images. The next new interesting thing that has come up is something called X high effort level and task budget. So what is that? Claude has done is that they have actually now set the effort level for different tasks. And you can see these effort level are listed from low, medium, high to X high and to max. And basically, if you want to use something for an agentic coding and you really need a lot of thinking, detailed web search, then they recommend something like X high. And for frontier level problem, you can use max. But for regular use, they definitely go with a lower medium, and if it will actually impact your token usage if you are actually increasing the effort from a low to X high or max. So you need to be careful, and you need to really be very wise in terms of what kind of effort level and what kind of task budgeting that you'll have to do with Claude now. And you can see there are a lot of other breaking changes that Claude has already announced on their website, from extended thinking, sampling parameter, thinking content, and also a lot of improvement on the token counting. So in their website, they already claim that Opus 4.7 can run complex and long-running tasks, which is basically an improvement in memory that they are claiming right now. So let's talk about Claude Design, which is just launched on 17th April, as in today, the date I'm recording this video. And this is a significant improvement because now you can create a lot of work like prototyping, presentation, slides, as it is already saying. And it's all powered by Claude Opus 4.7. So the Claude Design is going to be a significant improvement for people who are really looking to create interactive prototypes, presentation, and even UI UX designs for their apps. So I suggest you actually go and try it out hands-on when you are actually starting Claude. As you can see, it also builds your design system, like your brand is inbuilt when you are actually onboarding. And you can import from anywhere, like you can even import presentations and other files and start working on that. So now let's look at Claude Design. If you go to claude.ai/design, you will get a nice onboarding screen. And let's now create some prototypes. As you can see, the onboarding is going to take a lot of time. There's a nice little intro you can skip. So this is the screen that you will see once you actually go to Claude Design. Let's create something. Let's call this project as Project Sunrise. And what is Project Sunrise? I want to create a wireframe. Let's do a high fidelity mode mockup. I'll go to create. Now the creations are going to come here. I'm going to start with a prompt on the left hand side. Now I already have my prompt ready. I'm gonna just paste this prompt. The prompt is basically I want to design a nice dashboard app called Life OS. What I'm going to track is basically my health goals, which is mostly about step count, water intake, and sleeping hour. I also want a mood tracker with it. And then I'm going to run a financial snapshot. Basically, what is the income and expenditure for today, running balance, and some quick buttons to add income and expenses, general entries. And also I also want a today priority, like the task list and what are the priority level for the task list. So I've given a very small prompt. Yeah, definitely I'm inspired by Notion and Apple, so I've written that already. Let's send this. Setting up the project right now, and it has already listed all the tasks. Like you will get a project structure, then it will build a health section, finance section, priority section. I think it's pretty sorted in terms of what it wants to do. And now it is going towards scaffolding. Already started working on HTML file. You can see that they are already it has already picked up a design direction that I gave a bit of an idea about, and it picked up the right colors and the right font, which is basically inter display that it is using. And I guess a glass morphism effect would be a cherry on the top. Let's see what it creates. Also, if you go to the settings and usage, you will actually see a separate limit shown for the Claude Design, which in my case, I've already used 7% limit for the project Sunrise that I'm working on. As you can see, it is already still working on the project. It has created a lot of files, but not the end product yet. So anyways, I already used 7% of my weekly limit right now by just one prompt. Imagine if I actually do a lot of prompting and I keep on fixing. I don't think I'll be able to make a complete one project using that limit. Or even if I do, it would be a very, very micro app. So you need to be very cautious with your Claude Design limits. And here we go, guys. So we have our product here already. And you can see a very beautiful dashboard that has been built out. It's quite cool actually. Let's look into it. There is an option to perhaps go full screen. Let's go full screen. So look at the product, guys. I can see my health stat. I can see the priorities for the day. I can see the finance. I'm left with a lot less money. The client invoice have come. Thankfully, I've got $2,400 today. But yeah, this looks pretty cool and pretty neat, and a great design inspiration for me to create this product if I want to actually launch it. And let's look at the design files, guys. So we have an HTML file, we have component, JSX component already there. A folder has been already created for us. I can export this as a zip file. And if I open the file, you can already see all the files which have already been created for the project Sunrise. And if I open this on my Visual Studio, I can probably see all the code. I can tweak anything, and I can probably do a couple of changes, or I can actually use Claude code in the terminal and really vibe code it completely. There's also a way to export this as a PPTX. So let us see if we can actually. We have a screenshot based PPTX. We also have an editable universal font. Let's see, we generate a universal font. And here I've got the dashboard in a PPT format. Let's open the PowerPoint presentation right away. Okay, it actually gave me the images. I don't think I can edit this content. I think this is all images basically. But yeah, I think it's a good way to put it into your slides. You can actually also go to an edit mode, and you can probably change a lot of things like background. If I actually don't like this background and I want to tweak the background, I can tweak the background for, I think, this component that I was selecting. And if I go to other components, say for this component, I don't like any particular color, so I can change the color, as you can see. And you can do other changes as well. Like for example, if you don't like the font, you can go to a different font and you can see the changes happening right away. So it's pretty neat, and it's actually a sort of like a micro Figma that you can actually visualize what you want to build, and you can do a couple of changes. There's also a draw mode here, and I can perhaps draw this. Like for example, I want to highlight something, or I just want this should not be there, this should be there. I can just try to create my own image, and then I think I can export this in the PPT format. So that's it. I think we have a good demo for Claude Design, and I'm going to build more products, and I'll see if I can actually share something on my post, either on LinkedIn or YouTube. And so this was all about Claude Design demo. So here is my take. If you are a founder, PM, or a designer and you are not using Claude right now, you're already behind. Opus 4.7 and Claude Design are the signal that AI is converging really fast. Try Claude and Claude Design today. I'm going to drop the link in the description of this video. Tell me what you built with it. I'd like to hear your comments and suggestions for the next videos. This is Anand Arora, and you are watching Decode by Anand.